Hi guys, so this is kind of an introductory video where you're going to learn more about me and my disorders, and then the next few videos will probably be more about recovery. But right now I kind of want you to learn my backstory so you can kind of get the gist of who you're dealing with. For starters, my name is Miranda. I'm 23 and I live in North Carolina. I have been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, anxiety, social anxiety, PTSD, and depression. Those are 5 disorders that have my mind a little screwed up. The biggest problem for me, honestly, would probably be my borderline personality disorder and my anxiety. Borderline personality disorder, for those of you who don't know, is a chemical imbalance where you have control of your emotions, but there's no gray area. You're either way down here or you're way up here. There's no middle. And if you feel something, you truly feel it. I guess the gray area would be considered numb. Like, you either feel nothing or either you're really solid on something or you're like, no, I'm not into this. The gray area is like, I don't feel anything. I just numb, which is what I am 95% of the time. The other 5%, well, more like 3%, I am way up here. Like, you can ask my family, anybody that really knows me very well. To them, most of my whole life, it was overreacting. When in reality, that's how I really felt. I have very strong reactions to things that offend me. So if I get offended, hell is coming with me. There's no redemption. Like, that's just how it is. And you'll notice that I suck at talking, but that's also partly due to anxiety. Like, if you see me start stuttering a lot, that's why. But, another thing, though, is, my PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which is caused by a lot of things in my life, from my mother to my uncle. And you'll probably learn throughout videos the things that happened. But pretty much I was forced to deal with things as a child that no child should have to deal with. Which is where that comes from. I was forced to be an adult at, 5, 6, 7 years old. But really, those are the biggest issues for me. My PTSD, if I have a trigger, it usually triggers my borderline as well, which doesn't end up well. I tend to get very depressed and suicidal whenever those two mix. Also, another thing with, borderline is that we have what they consider favorite person, I guess, and that person can do no wrong whatsoever. Right now I have 3 that I know of. I don't think I have any more. I have had more before, but right now, those people are the people that you turn to whenever something goes wrong. You're like, hey, I need you, and if that person isn't there, you're like, okay, you hate me. Good to know. I think I've pretty much covered just about most of it, for now anyway. If I think of anything that I've left out, I'll add it in another video. Like I said, these first few videos are gonna suck because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, honestly. I'm just gonna be completely honest, okay? I've had videos on YouTube before, and it was me being a stupid, ditzy 16-year-old, okay? I was not talking about anything serious. I didn't have any real problems. But on a further note, I do want people to know, especially people who think that their feelings aren't valid, that they are valid. Okay? As a child, I was told a lot I was overreacting. That things weren't that serious, when in my mind, they were. I usually felt like the world was falling in on me. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 13, right after my grandpa died. That was the first diagnosis I had. Then anxiety whenever I was 15, but they couldn't clinically diagnose me because I wasn't 18 yet. But my psychologist told me, hey, look, you do have this. Like, this is what it is, but I can't put it on paper till you're 18. I was diagnosed with PTSD and borderline personality disorder whenever I was 18 after I attempted suicide. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was something wasn't right. Like, I went into a very long period of manic where I hated everything. I was jumping around from different things. I wasn't in one place. And I got to the point to where that manic ended, and I felt like the world hated me. My family hated me. I was a huge disappointment to my family. At that point, the only relationship I had with my parents was constantly screaming at each other. I didn't live with my parents. I lived with my grandma at the time. And it's a really hard topic for me to talk about, actually. But I just wanted to end. I was tired of being me. I was tired of feeling all these feelings that I didn't know what the fuck they were. All I knew was that I was constantly being told that I wasn't really feeling this, that situations were not that serious. When in my mind, it was. Like, that's truly how I felt. So, you know, if somebody ever tells you that, you know, you're overreacting or you know, situations aren't that serious, say fuck you, seriously, because it will save you a lot of trouble. It will, because I was listening to the world around me. I didn't know I had borderline at the time, so I had no idea. And even then, now, my family, some of my family, most of my family is actually very good at understanding. They're trying to understand, you know, especially my cousin Jennifer. She's like, okay, this is the borderline. Like, she can kind of pinpoint, you know, this is the borderline, you know, just take a moment and calm down, you know. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it pisses me off even more, like, okay. And then, you know, at the time I'm like, no, this isn't the borderline, this is actually how I'm feeling. But then, you know, I'll take a step and calm down, wait, hold on, this is the borderline, you know. It's not everything I think it is right now, if that makes sense. Which, thank you for that, really, Jennifer. That means a lot to me, that you have taken the time to study on this and kind of help me out through this. But I forgot where I was going with it. But pretty much, even now, especially like my parent, like my mom and dad, they're like, hey, you know, you're overreacting. This isn't, you know, it's not that serious. This is what you need to do. But they don't understand that the way that I feel and the way that I see it is it. Like, there's no other way. As a child, like I said, I was constantly told that I was overreacting and that my feelings weren't valid. If somebody tells you that your feelings are not valid, say fuck you, because they are valid. What you are feeling is what you are feeling. Nobody else can tell you different. You are... I don't even know the word. You're you know what you feel. Nobody else can tell you what you feel. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for right now. I kind of went on a long little rant there. Like I said, if I find anything else to talk about for now, I will put it up later. But you guys all have a good day. And if you ever need to talk to anybody, just feel free to message me. I do have a Tumblr, which I will put up on my page once I figure out how to do it. And you can message me on there. And if you need to, just comment, say, hey, I need your Facebook. And I'll put it up so that you can see it. And you can talk to me. Because I want you to be able to have somebody to talk to. Like I said, your feelings are valid. And I know exactly what it's like for somebody to tell you that you're not feeling what you're feeling. And it's the worst feeling in the world. And the worst disappointment is finding out that you really are feeling what you are feeling. Because it's more extreme than what everybody else is feeling. Alright, you all have a good day. And good night.